Hey guys, and welcome to another fantastic episode of the Oddcast. And we've got uh, Scott and Tony with me today, co-producers, good friends, and let's get something very awkward out of the way, guys. Let me just give a quick one-liner on England. Yes, we went out yesterday. I was very upset about it. I nearly cried. Everybody else, exactly, Scott. Yes, everybody else is like, "Oh, it doesn't matter, guys." Having a laugh and a joke straight afterwards, and I'm like holding back the tears. Anyway, we'll talk about that another time. Now is not the time to get upset about football. Scott, over to you.
Yes, we have got a interesting episodes today that, quite frankly, I know nothing about. So it's definitely going to be a ride for me. Tony, welcome to the Oddcast team officially.
Thank
Obviously,
you.
people would have seen you from our World Cup extravaganza, but you are on board with us now. And people hopefully have seen on the Facebook that you've been posting a few things from the Goodwood Festival of Speed over the last sort of weekend. So that's what we're going to get into. You're going to take us on a journey, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. It's basically a giant sweet shop for me, so I'll be happy to talk about everything about it. So yeah, within a small window.
Fantastic. Well, let's get into it.
Okay. So Goodwood Festival of Speed. So for me, it started in 1993 by the Duke of Richmond. It was there was a circuit already there, and it was heavily raced up until the 60s. And it's an amazing space that they've got there. And he decided that he wanted to bring it back. So he missed the racing. And basically, he changed it from a race to a celebration. And I think that was the best part about it, is he opened it up to everything. Rather than it being like it's Formula One or something like that, and a very single-minded kind of racing strategy, it was bikes, anything with an engine, anything that makes a bit of noise, anything that's a bit of fun. And I think that's what it was. It was a celebration event, and it's just cars, bikes, you name it, anything that's got an engine, basically.
Tony, I didn't realise that there were bikes at the Goodwood Festival. I've never seen a video of a bike. It's usually everyone loves the cars.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of people go there for the F1 stuff and a lot of the other Formula series. But over the years, it's grown in its stature to thinking about everything. And that's it's a really key point, Jason. That it's not. There's always something for everyone. I really think that's really valid. Like, well, I don't really like cars. Well, there's plenty of bikes. There's plenty of other vehicles of types. And I think it's a bit that makes it most famous is that there is literally not one single thing. There is a multitude of things to do.
Why the Duke of Richmond? Like, is he just super into racing?
Who is the Duke of Richmond?
Yeah, exactly.
Duke, so basically, everybody knows him as the Duke. So he has got a name, but all of us fans, we always call him the Duke. So it's literally like, if you ask me his name, I haven't Googled it, but the amazing thing about it is that the Duke's on the balcony. The Duke's, he walks around us all as part of us, and that's what's amazing. He hasn't got like 15 security guards. Like, he gets in cars and he races up the hill climb with us. So
Okay.
basically, when you see him, he is literally just walking around chatting to people. He is literally letting you walk through his house. You're letting him go everywhere on his land. It's basically an open house party, really, for 4 days.
So is it just because he loves everything racing and engines and stuff? So there's no affiliation there at all. It's pure love of motorsport.
It's a pure love. It's a pure love, and it's a celebration, and that's what he does. And at the end of it all, he has a summer ball. He has a big party at night. There's fireworks. There's coloured fireworks in the daytime. There's night fireworks. There's parties. There's rock bands that go there, do all the different events. He thinks about everyone. He's got an amazing setup for people with disabilities. As well. They don't charge extra fees for different things. They have got hospitality lounges where you can be pampered, literally hand and foot, champagne, air conditioned, viewing points. You've got all of that. But for the pure racing people that want to go there, and you're literally feet from an F1 car. There's hardly any places in the world that you can actually get within. I mean, I was literally standing right next to one, a matter of a foot away from the cockpit of an Alpine, like literally looking inside it and how small the cockpits are.
Scott, it sounds like we need to get down there.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Tony, you phoned me on camera when you were there.
Yeah.
Because a certain favourite sports person of mine was just a
Yep.
few yards away from you, and I
Yeah.
started shouting. Lando Norris was right there. And anyone that watches this channel knows that I love Lando Norris.
Yeah.
And you turned the phone and I started going, Lando! Lando!
With about 10,000 other people.
Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah. It doesn't matter. As far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned, he heard my voice.
Yeah. And what was great is he is approachable, very relaxed, and it's all in the pit lane. So you've got the paddock space. So when you go around these cars, they are there. They are discussing the strategies with their driver, engineers. They've got the laptops out. They're prepping the cars ready. You're getting to see up close what they do in the pits. And that, so when you see it kind of backed off with a presenter on Sky or whatever channel you're watching it on, you are literally within feet of it, seeing it live for yourself, exactly how they're prepping the cars, getting the wheels sorted out, like the temperature's done, prepping the cars. Amazing work that they do.
Well,
Yeah.
let's back up a bit, Tone. Tell us what happens, because you said it's a 4-day experience. So tell us what happens over those 4 days.
Yeah, so the 4 days are really important because there is shootouts. And the first day on a Thursday is basically what I class as Discovery Day. So it's a day where you go around, you can look at all the exhibitions, you can look at all of the new tech, which I think is amazing. So people that are like, they've even got space tech there. So looking at all the kind of vehicles that they're using for all of our space stuff that we're doing, hydrogen engines where they're burning clean water. So you get to understand the next phase from electric vehicles, that the potential of having hydrogen, which I think is brilliant. It's an amazing concept, and I really am interested in it. And the Discovery Day is literally you're going around the event and you can look at everything and you can relax. They are doing basically runs up the track, so they are prepping their cars ready for the big days. And what happens is that you have got history cars that are going up and just doing a nice little cruise, showing off. Like, I mean, I saw a £35 million Ferrari just cruising up there. It's a one of one.
Nice.
Wow.
And there's some cars that I saw that were 200 million, and the one that I really liked was £435,000. And it's just like, and you're literally like, you could nearly sit in the car.
What was it?
So it was a Rolls Royce.
Okay.
It was a
cheap
Rolls
rubbish.
Royce. It was made by a custom company called Urban, and it was fantastic. It was like a midnight green color. It was fantastic. And they do a lot of custom work for the Prince of Saudi Arabia, all those
Wow.
kind of customers. So fantastic work. So the Thursday is the Discovery Day. Friday, it gets more interesting. A lot of the cars start getting about, and you start to see the different paddock work that's going on. That was the day that I spent a lot of time watching and looking at the NASCAR stuff. And the NASCAR stuff, I have to say, was epic. You've got big, they are huge cars.
My dad
on
likes NASCAR.
TV. Yeah, on TV, you cannot get the concept of how big they are. So that day is literally you're looking at the heats. So basically, they're going out and they're doing all of its pieces. Friday is a really interesting day for you're kind of seeing how they're prepping and getting ready for the first phases, which happen on the Saturday. So the Saturday, they get into the heat rounds where you've got the guys that are there to push their cars to the limit because they want the record on the hill climb and they want to show off and do the burnouts and the donuts and the showmanship. So you've got the drifters there doing their bit, you've got the stunt people doing their bit, but you've also got the people that want to get that record.
Okay. You've mentioned something twice, actually. I just want to pick up on that. A hill climb? What's
The hill
that?
climb. Yep, so the hill climb is the main track itself. It's actually 1.16 miles long, and it has got several challenges to it, because it's literally a very narrow track with grass either side. And if you've got a GT3 car that's running on very slick wheels or an F1 car where they've got a little bit of grip and they're on the grass, they're pretty much gone. So they are so intricately done. And there's loads of videos online of cockpit view. And when you look at some of the view out of some of these cars, it's so limited view anyway, and how tight those tracks are. But there's a flint wall that they have to navigate. There is bales that are decaying bales that they have to navigate. And basically the start line footage that I have shared with others, basically shows the starting point, and then also you can see the finish line, which is 1.16 miles away. So it's a
Wow,
very,
nice.
very quick lap.
Yeah, see, it sounds it. What tyres do the F1 cars put on? Surely they're not going on
The
soft.
ones with tread.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever
Full
I've seen
wets.
them at these test days, they're usually on the inters or the wets to give them a
Yeah,
bit more
yeah.
burnout
So
power, I think.
you're absolutely right. A lot of the older cars, they have. I've seen a lot of inters being used on a lot of the older cars. So I got to watch a Pirelli, or like basically Mercedes AMG, like literally in their own paddock, were doing a demonstration with a tyre specialist. So you could actually listen to the whole kind of demonstration about these are tyre experts that work and say these are the tyres that we need. So they'll go to like Toto and the race directors and people, their teams, and they will work out the tyre strategy of what they need. And he was talking in massive detail about it, and I learned so much about tyres and how the different types of tarmac across the world have different rates of degradation. So when you talk
Wow.
about like if you're in the Far East in Japan, the type of tarmac that they use and the different surfaces that they use is actually has different wear. So you can't say the Inter will just do this amount of time. It will be based on temperature, surface type, etc. like that. So it's really
Sounds like
interesting.
I'm really sorry for this. It sounds like a really tiring job.
Nah.
Wow.
It's one of those
Wow.
things,
It's
yeah, it's
not
a
time for
science,
the
basically.
dad joke yet, Scott.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. I couldn't help myself.
I know, I know.
Maybe that's why I can never drive around Suzuka properly because
Maybe.
it's the surface that I can't get on with.
The
So
surface, yeah. So we talk about the curb wear, the surface, the temperatures, even to the PSI pressure that they put into the tires to help. It was a really good talk.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so
Really
getting
cool.
back to Saturday, it obviously gets very interesting because you've got the elimination stages. So everybody wants to do the shootout Sunday, and that's where every member of like literally everybody stands at the track for that, because that is them basically going, I'm willing to break my car or break me because I want the record. So when you've got
Mm.
that top 10 shootout, you know that they are literally pushing to limits. And this year we did have a crash, which I did share. Uh, and that was just pushing the limits. And yet again, it was another record this year, and it was a Ford this time. Ford have really upped their game in the racing strategies and what they're doing, and especially the build types that they're doing. Um, they have really stepped up their game over the years.
Wow.
So the shootout Sunday, I highly recommend that if you're doing any day, you should if you're wanting to look at discovery stuff, then do the quieter days, which is the Thursday and Friday. But if you want racing and you want fun and you want drifting, you want to see all the kind of people pushing it to the limit, it's Saturday, Sunday.
And if you're
yeah,
a
Great.
proper petrol head, do the lot.
yeah,
Do the
Scott,
lot like me.
we need
Yeah.
to give it a go, don't we, mate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's talking it up. He's giving it a good.
Okay, you shared, Tony, or we will share right now on screen a picture of this. What did you call it? You called it the central feature sculpture.
Yeah, fantastic. So they do a sculpture, a theme every year. So they'll celebrate. So last year it was 75 years of F1, and they did an amazing feature on that. And that was probably my favourite one so far. The previous years, they've done MG, they've done Lotus, they've done lots of different features, and they'll always do an ultimate sculpture. And this was about Singer this year. This is a group that are partly owned by Porsche, and they basically take old Porsches and they absolutely make them radical, like power and style, everything about them that they literally pimp the cars up. They literally just take the car from very basic level and take it to a whole new level, and it's brilliant. The company themselves have grown and grown and grown, and like I say, now Porsche own a bit of it, so they're really interested in what they're doing because the performance levels that they're getting out of their cars, Porsche are interested.
Fair play. You'd mentioned to me before about I can't remember the forest rally thing.
Yeah, Forest
Yeah,
Rally.
well,
So
tell
the
us
Forest
about
Rally is probably my favourite thing because it's probably the favourite thing that I love because it's raw energy. So you can't replicate it, no matter what anybody will say. Like, what do you do? The whole event you can't replicate. So
that.
even though there's thousands of us there taking photos and videos and stuff, you can't replicate what happens at the rally stage because they are literally putting the limits. They've got trees either side. They've got about 3 meters of track to race around, and they're doing a time trial. And it's just an epic event. And you're talking about Colin McRae cars. You're talking about Reed. You're talking about loads and loads of famous rally cars that
Mhm.
are literally still being run to this day, and you're seeing history of rally. But anybody that hasn't got any idea of rally, just experiencing it and hearing them, it's another level. It really
My
is good.
my experience of rally cars, it really is from gaming.
Mm,
But from the clips that I've seen and stuff, it's literally just throw the car like around like a rag doll and just,
yeah.
you know, grip it and rip it.
Yeah, yeah. Like I say, I think that they are probably the gutsiest drivers of the lot. That really do like you know they've got trees that will split them cars in half, but literally they're flying off the
Yeah.
ground. You know those cars are airborne, like coming around
Hmm.
bends and stuff like that. They are really another level of driver.
Cool. Cool. That sounds really good. I'd really like to go. Tone, what's the best car? What? No, not what's the best car. What's your favorite car that you saw over the 4 days?
My favourite car that I saw, the new McLaren was amazing. Of course, I'm going to say that I'm a big McLaren fan. It's basically this kind of hybrid
Is it a road car?
influence. It's basically a crossover. My favourite car of the whole event, I have to say, was the Ford GT Mark II, which is
Which you
from
can
the
see on screen right now.
yeah, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And if anybody hasn't seen the Ford versus Ferrari film, it is basically the story of Ken Miles and how they decided to have all three Ford GTs go across the line together, and it did steal it from Ken Miles, and I don't agree with that part because you know, he was an absolute legend the way he dealt with things. But the car itself, to stand next to it, it felt electric. Like literally, there was history pictures of Ken working on the car. Obviously, doesn't look anything like the actor that actually did it, but more like a Yorkshireman, but just kind of like with his flat cap on and doing it. Do you know what I mean? It was
Oh,
fantastic to
nice.
see all the history.
So if that was your favorite kind of cars and that, what about manufacturers in general? Like who brings it the most?
It's I think if you're talking about manufacturers, you've really, really got to consider the hypercar category, the supercars themselves, what they do, like the Paganis. They're the stuff that you couldn't put in a Tesco car park. It's not something that you could do like
We could
taking it
try.
down the local, park and go pick somebody up at the bus station. It's not realistic. But if you're going to go for a buzz around Wales or North Scotland and the open roads, it's absolutely like the car for you. So it's a dream car rather than get yourself a Ford Focus.
Yeah.
That's going to get you A to B.
Although I
So the
do love
Paganis, the special cars like that.
Okay.
a Ford Focus RS though.
Yeah. Yeah, very nice. There was a lot of those on the rally. So
I bet they
yeah,
were. Yeah.
yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Oddcast News Desk. Breaking news: new Prime Minister Andy Burnham has taken office. Andy Burnham, once the Mayor of Greater Manchester, has also worked under Tony Blair and Gordon Brown.
Larry, the Downing Street longest.
Who on earth is Larry?
Larry is one of the longest serving residents, including all prime ministers, and he is the chief mouser to the Cabinet Office. He's actually considered an official civil servant and not a pet. He has seen out 7 prime ministers, the most of any chief mouser. And chief mousers have been in action since 1515.
No way.
His official job title includes greeting guests, inspecting security, and testing antique furniture for knacking qualities.
Sounds quite important. I hear Larry is running for Foreign Secretary. Do you think he's got the pedigree?
I think after 15 years in the job and at 19 years old, I agree. I think he's definitely got the pedigree. to do so.
Impressive.
Talking of cats, do you know what a group of cats is called?
No, I do not, Claire.
Is it a clouder? Is it a clatter? Or is it a cloud?
You tell us. Which is it? Do you think the Prime Minister will be feeling the burn from his party?
No, I think he will be absolutely fine. I don't think Andy Burnham will be feeling any burn.
No burn,
No burn for Andy Burnham.
even from his party.
Even from his party, there will be no burn for Andy Byrne.
Understood.
And on a different note, can you tell me what is the first fashion mistake you've ever made, excluding today?
Says the one with a face like that. Burnham may have the keys to Downing Street, but Larry owns the place. From us, that's all. Good night.
Good night.
Right.
So this is your second year going?
No, believe it or not, it's 4. It's
Oh,
4.
okay, 4. Okay.
I'm on row 4 now. So,
I'm a terrible friend.
Yes, you are.
so yeah, I'm officially addicted, and I'm already planning next year. So, bigger and better, lots more ideas, lots more footage, lots more plans on what I'm doing. So, yeah, I'll be looking
So
forward
my
to sharing
questions were
that
going to
with you.
be on your footage and stuff. So I remember seeing it last year, probably because you sent me it. I'm quite lucky that you send me all the stuff before it even goes up, which is cool. Tell us a bit more about why you film, how you film, what you're looking out for, in general.
Yeah, I think it's I think I said a little bit about it earlier, and you can't, the atmosphere and the smells and stuff you can't share on film.
Mhm.
But what I think you can see is how everybody's feeling. Nobody looked sad. It was 32 degrees, 32 degrees. It was tough. It was dusty, but you could still see people were having a good time. And I think that's the bit that you can say to yourself is you could go there and spend only 3 hours of the day. You can spend 9 hours of the day. Whatever you
Mm.
want to do, once you're in, it's entirely up to you. And that's what he's done. He's created basically a playground that says that you can go as soon as you're in the door, as long as you're out by 8 p.m. at night, you can literally go in at 7 a.m. in the morning and you can go and you can have a go on racing simulators. You can go and play other games. You can literally go off-roading yourself. You can watch the stuff. So I think for me, the sounds and seeing the crowds that I do on the footage, I think it's just, I guess I'm trying to share what we're feeling when we're there. And I think that's really, really important to kind of go. You can see the drivers
Mm.
absolutely gleaming. They're sitting in cars that are literally, some of the drivers were sitting in cars that had 60-degree heat in their cabins.
Oof.
So they've literally got race suits on and helmets on.
Mm.
And then they're expected to drive these cars to the limit in these races. It's phenomenal what they do.
I quite like the footage of the Dakar stuff that you got, and I reckon we were seeing probably it more clearly than you were with all that dust.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they were giving away dust masks just to help out what they give to the drivers to survive. It was phenomenal what I was doing, and it was actually blowing onto the main track, and that was causing a
Wow.
bit of drama for some of the drivers going to the hill climb because that's not normally happening. But the wind direction was causing it to go there, and that was causing them drivers. Well, those drivers were literally, some were laughing about it because of the cars
Yeah.
that they're in and can deal with it. But when you've got a 1970s Formula One car that's literally pretty much on slicks, well, it's just wiggling away like this on the track, and they're going like, "Oh no, it's okay, I've got it back in line," and you can see the struggles from the dust on the track. So
That's
it's
pretty
great
cool,
fun seeing how they're the 1970s and 80s Formula One cars, the sound, and that's the one thing that even like I try and video for people, you still can't get how electric that sound is, and the smell of the fuel as they're buzzing past you at like maybe 120, 130 mile an hour.
I used
Like-
to go to Speedway when I was a teenager, and I was actually track staff as well for a while at Bright House Speedway, and I get the smell, the shale and the methanol, and I loved it, and there's nothing that can replace that. And I remember I hadn't gone for a while, and I went to Glasgow with the boys for their first experience, and we sat down, and there was a family sitting right in front of us, and I got a whiff. As soon as the bike come out, I got
Yeah.
a whiff, and I was like, I sort of shouted out, "I have missed that smell!" And the family in front went, "Yeah, you can't get that anywhere else." So I
No.
absolutely get that. That's just its own thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's the goosebump effect. So there's so many things that gave me goosebumps. Like you see in sort of childhood, like kind of absolute mega stars. You know, Nigel Mansell in the Williams car, like winning the championship, and yet he's racing that down there. Alain Prost, I've seen. So all the way up to the likes of Jack Villeneuve, Damon Hill. So all of the kind of historical drivers, and then you've got Kimi Antonelli, who actually spun out this year, which was quite funny. Like literally the goat they were calling him, and the goat of the grass, basically. That was really good. But ultimately, you're looking at the up to date drivers with the up to date cars. You've got the future cars as well, and you've got historical stuff. So if you're really into the tech, that's the tech cars are there, so you can go away, you can have a bit of lunch because you're not interested in history, but you're interested in the tech. You can then either stay there and camp all day, and you can literally watch everything. Um, that's what I like about it. It's fully flexible. He's just basically said he's opened up the doors. You paid your money. Enjoy everything.
Tone, do you just record like a blanket recording then? Like you just record everything that you see and then you get home and you put it all together? Or do you have like an idea in your head? No, I want to put that on my channel. I want to put that on my channel.
Yeah, I think yeah, great question. I look at the stuff that I've shared before, and I look at the stuff that I share now. So basically, I try and not duplicate. And the good thing about Goodwood is there's a lot of cars that come that haven't been before. So there's not a lot of you know kind of copying. So basically, you're not going to go, well, I spent 400 quid last year, and I'm seeing the same stuff this year. The themes are different, the cars are different. So yeah, I think that's what stops it from becoming boring. Uh, as well, because the technology and stuff like that. So yeah, I think you're right. That's what basically I look at all of it and I go, I want to capture that for everyone. I want to capture that for myself. I want to look at those individual things. And I think it's when you get special car turn up, you're talking about these cars being like one of ones from Ferrari. And you know that they're driving these cars at risk, but they're driving them. They're not stuck in a museum. That's what's great.
So what about the logistics of the whole thing? Is there a shed ton of walking? Is it camping sort of overnight if you're doing the whole thing, or do you need to find hotels?
Yeah, brilliant
Price,
question.
food and
Brilliant.
drink, all of that.
Yeah, so the money saving tip that I've got for you is that they really don't mind you taking your own food in. And there's so many events that go, no, no, you've got to buy our food. You're paying 12 quid for a
Yeah.
pint of beer. You're paying 15 quid for your pizza. This. Yes, the prices are like that. You have got £9 to £12 for a pint and stuff like that. You have got festival prices, but they allow you to bring your own food in. They will
That's
check to
good.
make sure you're not bringing in 24 cans of lager and you're going to start being an idiot.
Yeah.
But they will look at it and go, yeah, they look at your bag. I mean, I joke around with them because I always take a little bag of donuts on the first day, like go and sit and watch the helicopters for a little bit, take in a coffee, have some donuts, get some sugar in me, and get on the go. And I always say to the security guards, don't take my donuts. So yeah, it's one of those things where food you can choose to eat there if you don't want to carry anything around, but logistics wise, you park up in the car park. It's absolutely fantastic for people with disabilities. They are probably what I think is the world class in looking after people with disabilities. There is open raised platforms for people with in wheelchairs. Um, I was talking to somebody that had muscular dystrophy, and they were having a great time with the carer. The carer was being well looked after in a fully shaded spot right by the start line. You've got literally people driving you in air conditioned vehicles back to your car park, back to your wheelchair access car. You've
Mm.
got literally everything I can think of that would look after somebody with disability, accessible toilets, you name it. And it goes all the way up to the point of toilets available everywhere from the top to the bottom, plenty of rest space and free water. And what he does is he puts many, many drinking fountains around the place so you can keep topping your water up to stay hydrated.
I
So
bet
not
that's a
charging you
blessing.
2.50, 3 quid for a bottle of water. So that's the bit where I think he really does kind of care
Mm.
about he cares about the environment, he cares about what you're doing, making sure you're okay. And yeah, the fact that you can bring your own food in for me has saved me a fortune over the 4 days.
Is it lots
You
of
would say
walking?
if you would visit it for one day and you're going to treat yourself to a pizza, I have treated myself
Mhm.
to a pizza there, and it was great, but it was 15
Okay.
quid.
Yeah. Yeah. I can understand that. Walking wise, is it a lot?
Yeah, so you could do as much as you want to walk. So you'd never really you should plan to see what you want to see. So you
Okay.
should look at the timetable. The app is great. If you're interested in the F1 stuff, then absolutely you want to be looking at that. You want to be basically choosing your stuff before you get there, but allowing yourself some time for discovery. And that's why I always use the Thursday as Discovery Day because I can't go, wow. And there's lots of free merchandise. They're all looking you for to wear their stuff. They're all looking for you to carry their flags because that's what you want to see. They want to
Yeah.
promote their products. So there's lots of decent freebies there. So freebie Thursday, that's when you want to go out and you want to start looking at stuff and even just asking them, like, you got any merch, got any freebies? I've had loads of stuff given to me this time. So the whole point is if you don't ask, you don't get. So
Yep.
signed cards, stuff like that. I've got something photo taken with Travis Pastana from the Hoonigans. You know, that kind of stuff for me is electric. And that's the bit. So 25,000 steps, roughly to 30,000 steps I did per day.
Okay.
But you could do as little as 5,000. You could walk in, stay in a grandstand and watch every single track. So if you've got, reduced mobility, you can literally pay for a grandstand seat and you can just sit there and watch all the action from a shaded grandstand seat and do
Okay,
nothing
that's pretty
else.
cool. So there's
Yeah,
options. There's options.
absolutely. So whether you're mobile or immobile.
What about price to get in? Ticket price?
Ticket prices, yeah. I mean, ticket prices are pretty substantial. They can go up to anything up to £2,000.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
basically, and that's hospitality level. So you're looking at over £100 a day. For each of the days are different prices. So the Saturday is
Well,
always the most expensive. The Sunday is a little bit cheaper. Thursday is the cheapest. So it goes up in scale like that. Weirdly, because I think they're less busy on a Sunday because people are going back to work or whatever, like the travel, things like that. But ultimately, it is cheaper to go on a Thursday and a Sunday rather than the Friday and the Saturday, basically.
okay. What were you going to say there, Jason?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm conscious of time. I was going to say, let's look at next year. Why should I go? What can I expect to see? Do they have they told you what's coming up? Have they like a teaser that they're going to release something? Should I come? And what should I expect?
Yeah, so that's great. I love that question because they will always have a theme in mind. They have got a theme. They are launching that, and they're going to land that imminently. So the tickets are already on sale now for previous so members, stuff like that. So if you've done it before, if you're a first timer, you're not going to get a ticket yet. It won't be released yet. But ultimately, what will happen is that they will land that on social media and very very soon. If not already, and I haven't seen it yet, but they will have an idea in their mind already because they've just discussed about taking Goodwood to America to Willow Springs, which is a very, very famous track out there. And they're going to be doing a lot of Goodwood America. So they're going to be sharing that with them because they came over and did the Americana series here. I think that's going to be a really interesting event. So it's definitely seeing like keep your eyes peeled on online, I would say, and look for the next event. And ultimately think about what you want to do, whether you want to do a taster day and go
Well,
down and just experience it, or you go all in and go, do you know what, I'm going to camp there because you've got the option to do that, or you're going to say, I'm going to pick up an Airbnb nearby. If you do nearby, then basically you are going to pay an absolute fortune.
what did you
But
do?
all accommodation is skyrocketing. So I normally stay with about an hour's distance drive away from there, and I get a reasonably priced Airbnb. So that would be my sort of tip for doing it is literally look a little bit wider and be willing to drive in for an hour each day.
Fair enough.
I was going to ask Tony, why do you keep going back?
I think the reason why I keep going back is because it's much more than a motoring event. So it's a place where history meets the future, and I absolutely cannot let cars from the history go because eventually it's going to be electric cars, a little whizzing sound, and the tires making more noise than the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't let that go. It's such a goosebump moment for me. Basically, legends pushing cars that they've actually done in their younger days to the limit. So you can still see that the hunger and determination every year that they turn up in their cars that have won championships with, and they're pushing the edge again. And every enthusiast, whether you're into bikes or whether you can see everybody. They'll talk to you if you want to be spoken to. You'll see people with high energy, and that's what keeps making me go back. Is the natural you've got maybe 300,000 people there. They've all got a common interest and all want to share their memories and moments and also future memories. So you look at records being broken. You also look at stuff that you're going to see in 2, 3 years' time that are going to be, prototypes now. That's what really keeps. You don't need to be a motorsport fan to go and do it because there's tech stuff to look at. So even if only
Mhm.
half your family like to do motorsport, or the other half, I mean, the kids get looked after, mini Land Rovers to drive around in, playing games. They think of everything. And I think it's an experience you will never forget because I just don't forget any of them.
Okay.
That kind of leads me to a question. Ever since I've known you, you've been a petrol head, like cars, always. I've been in a few of them, and it's been a laugh.
Yeah.
What if you don't like motorsport? What if you're not really into cars? Is there stuff for if a guy wants to drag his wife along who hasn't got a clue, isn't bothered by it, will she have a good time as well, or is it
Absolutely. So, yeah, absolutely. There's, like I said, children are well looked after as well. I have to say, it is a family event. You can go off and you can do the little stalls. There's lots of little shopping, so there is shopping places for everyone, like from merchandise down to car parts, to even like people looking for jobs. There's a whole exhibition area, and then there's also stunt bike areas. So even if you just want to see a bit of a circus event, so basically you've got people doing proper decent stunts from the gas motorcycle people. If you want to look at them online, they're absolutely amazing. But they do absolutely brilliant events like that. You've also got garden party areas where you can literally go and just drink champagne or wine or just go and have a beer. So if you want to just go and sit there and read a book under a tree in a nice deck chair in the English countryside while everybody else is off looking at motor cars, you can. And that's
Do you know
what's
what?
great
There's
about the place.
something tempting about reading a book, having a beer, and in the background just hearing motor cars.
I knew you'd like that. I knew
Hey,
you'd.
that's
There is,
my heaven, man.
yeah, yeah. I can't. Literally, you go and have a bit of lunch and you hear something roaring up the track, and you're like, "Oh, what is that sound? What is that sound?" You get, you're hearing it. You've got big screens there, so you can go and have your family lunches. You can do all of that. That's what I say. It's simply brilliant. I cannot fault what we would do. And I'm not being paid for this by them at all. I wouldn't mind a free ticket for next year. But ultimately, it's the reason why I keep going back. For as long as I can, I will keep going back. And, I can't recommend it enough. And I will keep sharing stuff for the people that cannot go.
Mhm.
And I think it's really important that people can see what I see, but you will not feel what I feel. And I think
You've
that's
you've sold it to me, Tone. I'm
yeah,
I'm fully sold. I really want to go. But just
yeah,
the little talk we just had at the end there was enough for me. I
yeah,
want to go, enjoy myself, hear that car, and be like, "Oh, hold on, what was that?"
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. So, hey,
yeah.
next year we might have the Oddcast might be absolutely flooded with stuff.
Podcast at Goodwood. Yeah.
So if you're looking to go, get there early, good shoes, take your own food and drink. Like you pay a lot of money for your tickets, so save money on your food and drink. I would say choose the things that you want to do in advance, but allow yourself time to look at everything else that will surprise you because you'll stumble across something and go, "Wow, that's amazing." And every year, so if you can't go this year, there will always be something new. Or if you end up going 2, 3, 4 years on the trot, you will see something different. So it's not boring. Uh, and that's what I say. Until you go there, I'd love to see the comments. I'd love to see people's little videos, everything like that. I literally love it because you'll literally understand the atmosphere, the smells, and basically everything that it's about. It's about everybody wanting to show off, going, look at this car, look at this bike, look at this. It's amazing, and everybody wants to have fun.
So,
Sounds great.
if you have been to the Goodwood Festival of Speed, send us your pictures, send us your videos, share them below, send them to us. We want to see them. Tony wants to see
Yeah,
them. We want to get as involved as we can,
yeah,
and
I love
100%.
it.
we may see you there one time.
Yeah, that'd be great to see what everybody else is up to and what they found is interesting because everybody's different, and that's the bit I want to see. I want to see other people's takes on Goodwood.
Nice.
Absolutely. Now, forgive this for a dad joke, but let's change gears slightly and
Oh, nice segue.
let's change gears slightly. I have got a dad joke for us. I went to a dad. I didn't go to a dad anything. I didn't go to a dad anything. I went to a drag. Oh my gosh. Are you sure you want me to do this, Scott?
Absolutely. Leave all of this in, folks.
I went to a drag race last Saturday. I can't believe the guy in high heels won.
It's terrible.
That's
Oh.
Scott's fault. He sent that to me just before we started recording, guys. If you don't like that one, blame him.
I don't know what he's talking about. I deny it all.
Yeah, they just get better every time, I have to
They
say.
do, don't they?
What would the oddcast be without our dad jokes at the end, though? Huh?
That's true.
I know.
Tony, I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. Scott,
Thank you for having me.
don't appreciate you at all.
Likewise.
As always,
Brilliant.
guys, it's been a pleasure to share with you. Comment on our videos. We love you.
Yes.
Thank
And
you.
from 3 idiots. Goodbye.
Do we have to do it at the same time, Scott?
We're supposed to, yeah.
You have to stay there like this. It's like you're saluting.
I couldn't see because you're so far off that side. I couldn't see the arm at all.
Yeah, Jason, I got it in time, and then I'm like, he's not doing it.